Welcome to Smokehouse Sundays, where we take comfort food classics from my little hometown and give them a backyard smokehouse twist. Today we're starting off with a dish that showed up at most Midwestern supper tables. Beef Stroganoff. But not just any version. This one was submitted by Sarah Ripple. It's about simple, satisfying food, but of course I had to tweak it. We're taking out the skillet. We're taking it onto the smoker. Smoked short ribs, fresh mushrooms, and egg noodles instead of rice. This is Grandma Stroganoff reimagined. Let's get it. Before we jump onto the smoker, I'm going to share the original recipe submitted by Sarah. Half a large onion chopped, 1 small can of mushrooms diced and drained, 1/4 cup of margarine, half round steak cubed, 1 cup of flour, salt, pepper, sour cream, 1 can of beef broth, add a few drops of rum flavoring, and 4 servings of cooked rice. Saute onions and mushrooms in margarine, coat cube steak in a mixture of flour, salt, pepper, add to the onions and mushrooms until browned on all sides, add beef broth, simmer for 30 to 40 minutes, add sour cream and rum flavoring, stir until blended, simmer 10 to 15 minutes, serve over rice, and enjoy. Grandma's beef stroganoff. That's it. Comfort food doesn't get more classic than that. Simple, easy, and to the point. So instead of the round steak, today I'm using these beautiful boneless short ribs. Nice, thick, perfect for low and slow. Tons of marbling, tons of flavor. I'm just going to get these cubed up here. So I transferred to this pan with this wire rack, so it'll make it easier for flipping and taking these on and off the grill. Today for seasoning, I'm using my homemade brisket rub. This is coarse salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, and just a little bit of smoked paprika. So I'm going to coat these generously on all sides, and then we're going to get them onto the grill. We're out here at the grill. Today we're going to be using the big green egg. I got the charcoal going, and we're going to be using hickory wood. That'll be perfect on that chuck roast. 2 nice little pieces. And then I'm going to set this up for indirect cooking. Just like that. Okay, we're sitting at 275. We're going to put on our short ribs uncovered to build that bark, get that nice little crust. Now that our short ribs are on, we're going to let them go uncovered till they hit 165. At 165, I'm going to wrap them up. I'll show you that. And let's go get this next process started. Okay, now that we got a nice bark, we're at about 175 degrees. We're going to add these to this foil pan. We're going to add some Wagyu beef tallow. 1 tablespoon drizzled over it. Maybe 2. One more for good luck. And then we're going to add some beef broth just to cover the bottom of the pan. And cover with foil. And throw back on until those are tender, which I expect internal temperature to be around 202. beef is resting, it's time to build the base. I melted some butter in a cast iron pan. You could also use a Dutch oven. Added half of my yellow onion, sliced mushrooms, and we're going to cook that down till it's nice golden brown. I also added my garlic here as well, over medium heat. To give it a little richness and some umami, I'm going to go in with about a tablespoon of W sauce, America's Worcestershire sauce. Now it's time to deglaze the pan. You can deglaze it with your beef broth, or instead of the rum extract, we're actually going to use some rum for deglazing. I'm going to scrape all those good bits off the bottom. And we're going to reduce our heat. Since I skipped the breading step with the flour, I'm going to add a little bit of cornstarch slurry. Now it's time to cook the pasta. We're going to salt the water like the ocean. Once that gets to a roaring boil, we'll follow the instructions on the back of the package. After a 20-minute rest, it's time to shred up our beef. Tender, flavorful, juicy. Now we add that smoked shredded beef back in and let everything simmer together for a few minutes. And this is where the magic happens. Once your water's boiling, just follow the instructions on the back of your noodles. When your noodles are cooked, strain them, put a little bit of butter or olive oil on them so they don't stick. Turn off the heat and add the sour cream. Turn off the heat and stir in your sour cream. And now we build a big old scoop of noodles in the bowl. Scoop some of this sweet, smoky deliciousness right on top. Creamy, rich, hearty, all the descriptors for this one. So the sauce, the mushrooms, the cream. There like that. I'm going to garnish with some fresh chopped parsley. Okay, let's take a bite. Absolutely amazing. Rich, creamy, smoky. Straight up nostalgia. Tastes like home with a backyard twist.